Hey, Perfect Spirits. I made this video for people that gave me feedback on my website recently. I said I would give them a reading in return for feedback. So I have a list of people, and I'm just going to go through the list and just do some readings and just tune into some people. These gifts came online after I healed myself, but my whole point is I really want people to get rid of this so they can live the magic of life. That once we get this out of the way, life just magically happens and all of our gifts come online. So the first person I'm going to tune into is Steve, who gave me feedback on my website, Head Trash Anonymous. So let me see what I'm feeling here for Steve, and we'll pull a couple rounds here and see what's going for Steve. And we'll see if I actually pull rounds or just really just tap into Steve and see what's going on. Let's see. Let's start with the Shaman's Oracle deck and see what wants to come out. Now it feels like this card. Okay. Let's try that first for Steve. Okay. Okay. And the initiation card for Steve. The illusion and the knowing. All right, when I see this combination cards, one of the things I'm feeling right away, there's an illusion that it's not the right time to act, that there's some kind of story that's creating illusion, preventing you from taking that action, that there's almost a knowing in you that you need to do this, but either this is stopping you or somebody is outside of you stopping you. It might be some kind of story it's not the right time, you don't have the right skills, who are you to do this, all those kind of things. But I'm seeing there's something blocking you, some kind of false information that's blocking you from taking action because you know what is best for you. And we have to realize that we are the president, the CEO of our life, that you know what is best for you. Really follow that, tap into that, and see how that resonates for you. Let's take a look here. Let's dive in some more for Steve here. All right, Steve, let's take a look here for Steve. So I have a healing workshop coming up on a few days, so that should be fun. I also offer readings too. I know Lori's been talking about, doing soul messages again. Our Facebook show. We'll see what we do with that. We just do online readings. Okay, so for Steve, getting the Gaia, the nurturing card, the fairies, the earth magic, and the turtle, the retreat card. Okay, let's really, this is it. Stop trying to make something happen. So in other words, with the other reading, the other cards, we're telling you to don't listen to the false story, take action. But they're also reminding you, don't try to force an action. Like it's operating from this deeper place that I know I need to do this. But when you try to force something to happen, it's telling you're more mental. It's almost like a mental drive to do this. But there's a saying, not my will, but thy will. And thy will is perfect spirit and operating from that deeper place. But it's really reminding with the nurturing, the earth magic, all those earth cards reminding you to connect. And even the turtles in the ocean, all these earth elements are reminding you to really ground yourself. And I just feel perhaps some busyness or long to-do list, lots of projects. Maybe it is take that time to take that breath and just go within and see what is best for you and then operate from that place. But that's a skill though. Let me pull let's see what else wants to come through. All right, feeling this deck again. So let's do that. Okay, let's do this. Okay. Let's continue to tap into Steve and see if it's around the same messages. Usually it is. Let's see what we get if we get something different. let's try this. Okay. Oh, well, yep, same kind of wisdom. The guy, the nurturing, again, really taking the time to connect to the earth, to really center yourself. Uh, and the shaman, the wisdom, the knowing within you. And wow, this is really a good card. It's reminding you that you really need to ground yourself. You really need to march to your own drummer, that you really need to pay attention to your own knowing, because you got the wake-up call. When I'm seeing the wake-up call with the other cards, it's telling you that you're operating from up here, and it's going to be a wake-up. You're going to be like, I knew I needed to do this, but I did this instead. And it becomes your wake-up call, like, I should have listened to myself. I should have trusted myself. You know, we usually do that. We look back and we see how we could have done things differently. They're saying you can avoid this now if you just step back and not be so reactive, and really step back and analyze the situation. Is this coming from my mind, or does this feel like my truth, like a deeper knowing? And you really want to operate from that deeper knowing, Steve. But I think there might be a little bit of a learning experience here, but you can learn from that. But if you really operate from here, universe sort of gives you a wake-up call. Hey, you're not following your truth. You're not following your lighthouse. It's time to go deeper and pay attention to your own wisdom. Okay, let's see. Probably just do a few of these and probably do a couple videos over the next couple days, because this is pretty intense. All right, so I'm going to tune into Anna now. Let's see what's going on for Anna. Okay. So for Anna, okay, starting the Shaman's Oracle deck for Anna and see what wants to come out. Okay. Oh, the conflict, the sorrows, and the exile. Wow, what a very, very deep message. So the exile is about separation, removing yourself, like removing yourself from the conflict, the inner conflict, relational conflict, whatever it may be. But I feel maybe more a relational type conflict, because I'm seeing the sorrows card. Like there's almost, you're running into somebody and there's just not meshing, that there's a little bit of a conflict there. And they're just telling you that you need to separate from that. And when you separate that, there will be some sadness, almost like a grief type feeling. But realize that some people are in your life for a certain amount of time, certain periods. And the mind wants to force it to make it work. But they're just reminding you that this isn't serving your greatest good, that we're here to learn, to grow, not stay stuck. And I feel like there's a conflict there, because it feels like maybe this person's keeping you stuck, keeping you pushed down a little bit. Something is pushing you down or causing conflict, but it doesn't feel like an internal conflict. It really feels like something out there. I don't know if it's a person, a job, a situation that's creating that conflict. And it could be a situation, it could be a project, that you're butting heads on a project and be your own butting head on that project. But maybe it's time to let that project go. And that could also be another avenue to explore with that sorrows. Something, either friendship or a project, an activity, is dropping away and it makes you sad. But you have to see that it's creating a conflict. It's doing something with, it doesn't feel like the best use of your time. That's the best way I can explain it. All right, let me continue to dive in. I'm feeling the Shaman's Oracle again there for Anna. Let's take a look there and see where we're going. Okay, let's try this card. Feeling this one, and we're going here. Okay, let's see what the next message is here for Anna. Okay, Anna. Wow, the loss card again. That sorrows, that loss is very strong. But to remind you that you're part of the stars, that you're one with all that is. And really about learning to love yourself. Being that spirit of love, that everyone is doing their best. Everyone is part of that one. That no one's separate from the one. We're all this one family. And continue to express and give that love. But just be mindful that it feels like a loss is coming. But that loss needs to happen for your growth. I'm really just feeling something needs to drop away for you to grow there. And let me pull from one more deck and see if we're getting anything different here for Anna. But messages sort of come together with certain themes. So we're going to see what the next theme, if there's one for here, is that the most important thing. I'm going here, and I'm feeling, this card here. Okay, so I got the Earth Magic cards. Let's see where we're going now. The Generations card. It's like the repeating patterns. So maybe something's repeating that you need to break the pattern. And breaking the pattern hurts. But just telling you to take a breath. It's going to be okay. And the river, the movement. It almost feels like it's time to get things moving, that you've been stuck, you've been stagnant, you've been following the same pattern, the same loops. But take a breath, come back into center, and find that new way forward that best serves you. That's what I'm feeling, and that's the theme I'm getting there for Anna. So I'm going to do one more, then I'll take a break. Let's take a look here at Aimee. Let's go what's going on for Aimee. Okay, for Aimee, what's this card? I'm feeling animals for you, Aimee. I don't know why, but I'm just feeling that you need some animals in your life. So I'm pulling from my animal cards here and see what animals we got for Aimee. I was really feeling that you needed some animals in your life. Don't know why. The fox, the adaptability, adapting to the changes that are happening. The mind wants to always resist those changes. And the dragonfly, the illusion that you really know what's going on. And the elephant, the resolve, reminding that you'll overcome any obstacle. So there's something that you're facing that's the illusion, the story. But you have to make a change. You have to step a different direction. It's like this elephant is in your way, but it's a false elephant. It's a fake story, but it seems like this huge big block. And it's saying, step back and change course, change direction. But that's easier said than done. The way you do that is really step back, ground yourself, and just see, go within and see which direction do I move. Guide me, point the light, because this is your light. Once you remove that big obstacle, but it's a false obstacle, it's a false illusion. It's not real. The mind's like making a mountain out of a molehill, if you will. That's what I'm just seeing, that there's a false story and it's keeping you stuck, it's keeping you stagnant. But it's reminding you to keep yourself grounded and find another way forward, find another way around. All right, let me go to the Shaman's Oracle deck now for Aimee and see what's going on there. Okay. So for Aimee, pull from the Shaman's Oracle deck, see what's going on. Oh, yeah, it's about initiation, taking action, taking a step back and initiating change. Makes perfect sense. And then family. With this, the family card, it feels like family is your support. It feels like your rock. They're rooting you on. They're cheering you on. This feels also that it's your extended family in the spiritual realms that are also rooting you on And yeah, I feel them coming in now, like surrounding you, giving you a group hug, reassuring you that it's going to be okay. And the journeyer, the journeyer in this case is leaning on your family for that support. Let them encourage you to take that action. Don't resist their help. That's the real message I get. Don't resist their help. And I really feel the spiritual team around you very strong, giving you this group hug, this group encouragement to take that hard step. It feels like the word I want to use is hard step, challenging step. And then I'm going to go pull from Earth Magic now and just see if we get around the same action, the same theme. So let's take a look here for Aimee now for the Earth Magic cards. All right, feeling this card here. And this card. And here. Okay, so we got some Earth Magic cards now for Aimee. Let's take a look here what we got. Okay. Release, about letting something go. Taking a breath. It's about going back and centering yourself and really finding out who you are in the sanctuary. Yeah, it's all about going within and discovering your truth. So it really feels like you need to go in, and then it feels like you're going to get some insights, some wisdom coming in from your spiritual family that is on the other side, watching you, supporting you, being your cheerleaders. That's what I really see on the spiritual side is they're your cheerleaders. Like, yes, you can do this. You can do this. We're proud of you. Keep going. Keep taking that step. But it's really about letting go of the fake illusion, going within and say, how can I change the situation? Then taking that action, taking that step, taking that leap, and just trusting that everything's going to work out. Often it works out in ways we cannot explain or understand, but we just have to trust that it's for our greater good. Okay, that's I'm going to take a little break now. That was 3 in a row, so I'm going to rest, and I'll come back with part 2 for some more people that gave me feedback. And my site is Head Trash Anonymous, and I do have events for healing circles, but they're my mystic healing. But I'll talk to you soon. All right, bye-bye.